What is going on, Crimson City? My name is Crimson CBAD, bringing you guys our Week 2 Team Builder in P4G Pokemon for Glory. Your Detroit-type Nulls are taking on Coach Psychomore and the Paris POLITOEDS. I'm really looking forward to this matchup. I love this league, man. I really love this league. If I seem a little bit quieter or less enthusiastic, I apologize. It's rather early in the morning for me. There's a little bit of a time difference between myself and Psychomore, but we managed to make it work. I'm here. I got my coffee. I am good to go. I hope you guys are excited. If you are, show some love in the like button down below. If you're new, feel free to hit that subscribe button as well. You guys see Psychomore's team right above my head. We're going to talk about it here really quickly. He has the Nidoqueen, super cool mon. Can be run defensively or offensively. Poison and ground type with the sheer force ability. Can set up rocks, can set up toxic spikes. Has a ton of coverage. Ton of coverage. Really hard to take down, especially with a resistance berry. He has that paired with the Registeel, which we really just, I mean, like, we have a ground type, but it doesn't hit that hard, so being able to break through those things is going to be rough, but he's got the Registeel, base 80 HP and 150 in both defenses, can set up rocks. It does have the clear body ability to prevent it from any stat drops. It has access to Thunder Wave, Toxic, Seismic Toss. I believe it's a taunt user as well. Iron Head, Earthquake. It can set up with Curse, and if he brings a Curse Registeel, that's the whole game. That is the entire game wrapped up with a bow. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. He has the Alolan Persian, super fast Dark-type Pokemon with either the Fur Coat or the Technician ability. Has access to Parting Shot. It can be a taunt user. It can knock off. It can pursuit. It can foul play, things like that. It can U-turn as well. Rotom-Mow. Electric Grass type Pokemon with Levitate, got access to Defog and Ultra Sun and Moon. It's a Will-O-Wisper. It can also be a Trick user with a Scarf. It can do Leaf Storm things. It can it can do Leaf Storm things. But no, it's a pretty fast Pokemon, pretty bulky too if you choose to run it defensively. Especially in this league, having a base 50 HP while having good stats as well still gives it a pretty good amount of bulk. Swellow's a nightmare. I've got a way to deal with Swellow. I hope you guys have been eyeballing this Savali set because it's my way to deal with the Swellow. Super fast, 125 base speed, can be run physical with Guts, Facade, things like that. Brave Bird, U-turns, all that good stuff. Can also be run scrappy with Specs or Life Orb, especially with things like Boom Burst and things like Heat Wave and Air Slash as well. So gotta look out for that. He has Blaziken as well. Good offenses on both sides, 120 base attack and 110 base special attack. Obviously, you can't run Speed Boost, but it still does have an incredible amount of coverage for the type of Pokemon that it is. Hoopa Confined, regular Hoopa, for those guys don't the terminology. 110 base attack, 150 base special attack, 130 base special defense. The Magician ability, so if it uses its item, it then steals mine. Which is, I really hope that doesn't come into play. But he does have the Hoopa, Psychic Ghost type. 4 times weak to Dark is always a fun thing, especially when you don't have any Dark Stab on your team. So, or at least you're not bringing, your Drapion. I don't think he's bringing the Hoopa because I have a Drapion, but we'll see. Lapras, Water Ice type Pokemon, hits pretty hard, especially with 85 base special attack, 130 base HP, which is huge. The Water Absorb ability, giving it a water immunity recovery through that. Girafarig is a normal Psychic type Pokemon with Inner Focus, Early Bird, and Sap Sipper. It's like well-rounded as a Pokemon as far as stats go. I don't know what to expect from a Girafarig. I don't think he'll bring a Girafarig. Malamar actually has a decent matchup this week, especially because I do have a Parting Shot user, which we'll talk about here in a bit. Contrary Malamar, Psychic and Dark type, just hurts really hard after a Contrary boost if it starts super powering up in your face. And then, of course, the Gallade hits really hard, 125 base attack. The Steadfastly Justified, it can set up with Swords Dance. It can be a Scarf user. It can run things like Will-O-Wisp. It can run things like, Shadow Sneak, all that good stuff. So, some things to note about Psychomore's team. 2 Rockers in the form of Nidoqueen and Registeel. A Toxic Spiker in the form of Nidoqueen. 2 Defoggers in the form of Rotom and Swellow. And to my knowledge, no Clerics on the team. Either Lapras or Alolan Persian might get Heal Bell, but I'm not 100% sure about that. So let's talk a little bit about our team here. First off, this Nightmare of a Monstrosity build. I love this set. This is my favorite set that I've probably ever built, more so than the Nidoqueen and PGL last week. Absolutely love this set. So probably looking at it, you're like, Chase, what? You're running 84 attack investments, but you're timid. Like, what are you doing? Okay. So let's start right here. First off, Babylon the Silvally Rock with the Rock Memory, obviously the RKS system ability. Multi-attack, U-turn, Surf, and Ice Beam. 84 in attack, 108 in defense, 92 special attack, 36 special defense, 188 in speed with a timid nature. This, like I said, is my Swallow trick. So first off, we'll work our way from the bottom as far as the stats go. 188 in speed with a timid nature allows us to outspeed timid Rotom by 1 point. If he's scarfed, he obviously outspeeds. If he doesn't outspeed, then we're faster in this thing by 1 point, like I said. And if he's max speed, then I don't think he can run specs this week. So I'm assuming he's a defensive set if we outspeed him, but we'll figure that out in a bit. 36 in special defense. That allows us to, after Stealth Rock damage, be 3-hit KO'd by Specs, Swallow, Boom Burst, or Heat Wave, or Air Slash. All of those. All 3 of those. Boom Burst obviously being the hardest hitting one. Just the 36 in special defense, along with our natural 95 base bulk and our typing. That is pretty cool. 92 in special attack. We'll skip that. That's just the leftover EVs. So 92 EVs in special attack allow us to 2-hit KO Uninvested Nidoqueen, 3-hit KO Max HP Persian, 2-hit KO Max HP Rotom, 2-hit KO Uninvested Blaziken, 2-hit KO Uninvested Hoopa, 2-hit KO Uninvested Lapras with the multi-attack, even though that's physical, 3-hit KO Max HP Girafarig, 2-hit KO Max HP Malamar, and 4-hit KO Uninvested Gallade. So that's just kind of there. That just shows what the special attack. That's not like we didn't put 92 EVs in Silvally for something. That was just what was left over, and that's the result of that. 108 in defense allows us to a max attack Guts Swallow Facade that is burnt. So Flame Orb Guts boosted Facade by a Swallow. After Rocks, that is a 3-hit KO on us. And then the 84 in attack. So his Swallow doesn't need to run max speed in order to outspeed everything on our team. So for the sake of the build, I calc the Swallow to be as fast as it needs to be to outspeed everything. Aside, because he can't outspeed Meloetta Pirouette. So the next fastest thing he could outspeed would be the Whimsicott. So if you get a Swallow to 185 in speed, put the rest in attack or special attack. I believe it was 64 EVs in HP. That's the Swallow that I was calcing. And 84 in attack with a timid nature allows for multi-attack rock memory to knock it out from full 100% of the time. So I really, really like this set. I'm hoping Babylon puts in a ton of work. Silvally is just such a good Pokemon. Such a great Pokemon. I love it to death. I wouldn't be surprised if I drafted it in a future league. It is, just playing with it 2 weeks in. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Next up here, we're bringing Bluetooth this week. A lot of people, I think, were surprised to not see Bluetooth come the first week, but Bluetooth is making her debut week 2. Buginium Z Venomoth with Tinted Lens, Quiver Dance, Roost, Psychic, and Bug Buzz. 252 special attack, 76 special defense, 180 in speed with a timid nature. Once Registeel goes down, this kind of wins. Once the Registeel goes down, this absolutely just wins. Absolutely just wins. I believe at +1 with our Z move. Yeah, so +1 Z move to especially defensive Registeel. +1 Buggy Z does over half to specially defensive Registeel. Tinted Lens, I guess I doubted the power of Tinted Lens to begin with, which I'm sorry for doing so. I'm absolutely sorry for doing so. But Quiver Dance to set up Roost for the recovery. Psychic and Bug Buzz, really, we don't need anything else. Psychic helps guarantee hits on the Nidoqueen and the Blaziken. Blaziken more so. Bug Buzz hits everything else that's not a resist, really, because of Tinted Lens. So our speed right here, if he does decide to go with originally there was like an Akaberry on this set. I'm potentially worried about a Scarf Blaziken. So after a Quiver Dance, we do actually outspeed Scarf Blaziken. With this speed, we also outspeed Timid Nidoqueen, and allowing us, because of the sheer force, there's no secondary effects of moves such as, Earth Power, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Flamethrower, all that good stuff. So one of the really cool things about Venomoth is that we can actually get a special defense buff in front of a Nidoqueen. I don't think we take 2, but if the Nidoqueen's low enough, we can Quiver Dance in front of it and then go for a +1 Psychic and hopefully knock it out depending on the spread. But this thing puts in a ton of work. Once we wear down things, once we can wear down his team, after a Quiver Dance, this thing just rips shreds. I mean, a lot of his team doesn't even appreciate Bug Stab. Persian, Rotom, Girafarig, Malamar, even Gallade. Like, none of those things appreciate. 5 Pokemon don't appreciate a Bug Buzz, which is why also we are bringing Psychovolt here. And I think actually what I'm going to do is I want to make this Totem just because I can. Just because I can. We're going to bring Totem Vikavolt. We're going to bring Totem Vikavolt because I want to see that big old Vikavolt on the screen. I originally wanted a shiny, but I think we're bringing Totem Vikavolt. Life Orb Vikavolt with Levitate, Agility, Thunderbolt, Hidden Power Ice, and Roost. So, I just said Bug Stab is really not appreciated by 5 out of his Mons. What are you doing? So, HP Ice helps to deal with the Nidoqueen and the Rotom-Mow. Thunderbolt is doing more to a lot of his team overall, and so it was originally Agility 3 attacks. I wanted to fit Roost on here for the longevity of this Pokemon, so I got rid of Bug Buzz for HP Ice, and originally it was HP Ground too, but Thunderbolt was doing more to the Registeel than Bug Buzz was, and I'd rather have HP Ice on there to hit the Nidoqueen and the Rotom-Mow if I'm getting rid of our Bug Buzz stab. But with 36 in HP, a little bit of bulk there, 252 in special attack, that just maxing out our special attack, 4 in special defense, there were 4 IVs left over. And I think if I put all 8 in there, that's going to be, yep, that's why. Okay, just want to make sure. So what's going on with this spread is that we do have 4 EVs left over. I want the odd amount of HP to come in on hazards should he have them up. Max in special attack, 4 in special defense just to let, hopefully not everything go to waste. And then 212 in speed with a timid nature. After an agility, we outspeed everything on his team, which is absolutely fantastic. Outside of Scarfers, we will outspeed a timid Swellow after an agility, and we just start firing off Thunderbolts, hidden power ices, all that fun stuff. 145 base special attack is absolutely devastating. Absolutely devastating just to come off that hit. This does help weaken things like Nidoqueen and Registeel for Venomoth coming in late game. This does help just a ton in general against his team. We can take quite a few hits around from his team and go from there. Next up here, the last 3 Pokemon on the team, I don't know if I'm super, about. The last 3 Pokemon on the team, I don't know if I'm super about. Oh, one of the things I forgot to mention. Babylon has U-turn instead of parting shots. Contrary Malamar gets a special attack and an attack raised by that. U-turn hits it 4 times super effectively. Go with the U-turn over the parting shot. Here we have Junior the Staravia making his debut. Choice Scarf intimidates Staravia. U-turn defog Brave Bird in return. 20 in HP, 252 max attack, 236 speed adamants. We hit really hard with Brave Bird in return this match. We can intimidate things like the Blaziken. We can intimidate things like the the Gallade. I don't want to intimidate the Malamar. I can U-turn on the Malamar, though. I can U-turn on 5 of his Pokemon that don't appreciate Bug Stab. Defog for hazards helps out with Venomoth, helps out with Vikavolt. I definitely think that, depending on the team lineup, looking at my team, he'll lead with one of his 2 Rockers, and I think that's going to be our best way of dealing with it with something like Full Metal, which you guys will see here in a second. Brave Bird hits everything. Return hits everything. I didn't want to run Double Edge because I'm not reckless, and Brave Bird was the hardest flying stab. I was originally going to run U-turn defog Tailwind return, but Brave Bird was picking up some KOs on things like Swellow just in case, on things like Blaziken just in case. Just a few Pokemon like that. Nothing too crazy here. 130 speed with a Choice Scarf. We are outspeeding everything on his team, which is absolutely wonderful by me. Next up here, we're bringing Banded Full Metal, Alolan Doug Trio with a Tangling Hair, Choice Band, Earthquake, Ironhead, Stealth Rock, and Memento, Max Attack, Adamant, 84 in Special Defense, 172 in Speed. We are outspeeding the gosh diggity darn Rotom-Mow again. Let me double check here, make sure I don't want to change this up. Okay, we're outspeeding the fastest thing we can. Next up on that is Alolan Persian, which we do not outspeed anyways. So, outspeeding the fastest thing we can, being able to get the most damage output that we have. Rotom-Mow switches into this thing, and Swellow switches into this thing. Other than that, nothing wants a Banded Earthquake. Nidoqueen and Registeel will take 1, and then can obviously fire back. Ironhead on a switch into Swellow, definitely not appreciated. We can get up rocks. We can also Memento for setup with either the Vikavolt, or the Venomoth, or the Meloetta, which you guys will see right there. We kind of got to play pretty aggressively in this matchup. We can play kind of safe, just based off the damage output, based on the 6 that he brings, but we are going to have to play pretty aggressively in this matchup. We're going to need to make some pretty good plays, which I think we're capable of. Definitely think we're capable of. Next up here, Siren the Meloetta, last but not least, Leftovers, Serene Grace, Sub, Calm Mind, Hyper Voice, and Shadow Ball. 204 HP, 96 in defense, 28 in special defense, 180 in speed with a timid nature. So first, right out the gate, someone's going to notice that Registeel walls this set 100%. Cool, glad you noticed that. We also, other than that, this thing just kind of wins if we can set up. Let's talk about it really quickly here. 204 in HP allows it, so Seismic Toss from Registeel cannot break this thing's sub. Earthquake, the 96 in defense make it so Earthquake and Ironhead can't break this thing's sub either. We pretty much get to freely sub Calm Mind in front of this thing. We can wear this down. 28 in special defense allows for Scarf Rotom-Mow's Volt Switch to not break our sub from full. And then if he goes for the Leaf Storm in order to break it, we can sub on the next turn because he'll get the special attack drop from Leaf Storm. 180 in speed allows us to outspeed Jolly Gallade by 1 point, which is really, really cool. Ideally, Registeel is worn down at this point, or we can use this as a way to wear Registeel down. Our 3 setup Pokemon have the potential to break down the Pokemon that help. So because like Registeel can't really touch it, like Rocks, Toxic T-Wave, whatever, Iron Head, Stealth Rock, Seismic Toss, whatever it wants to have, it needs to be really attack invested in order to break our bulk. So being able to sub-Calm Mind in front of this thing, especially if we can get a Calm Mind up, if Swellow comes in with like Boom Burst or something, we can actually take those after a Calm Mind. And then in return, Oko with Shadow Ball, or I'm sorry, Hyper Voice. But originally Focus Blast is on here, but Registeel is just such a problem. So I think I'm just gonna have to passively wear down Registeel with just by attacking it. So that way, like I said, something like Venomoth, something like Vikavolt, something like Meloetta can come in, and if we can gauge if he has Toxic, we can pretty much set up with Vikavolt, or I'm sorry, we can pretty much set up with the Venomoth. If he has Thunder Wave, we can pretty much set up with the Vikavolt. Go for an Agility in front of that thing. Can't hit us with Earthquake. Iron Head's a resisted hit. Seismic Toss ain't doing nothing. We can roost off that damage, all that fun stuff. So our 3 setup Pokemon kind of wall break for each other in that regard. And then once that is the case, then we can just kind of go in and start clicking moves. But that is our team. Running a little bit behind. Psycho's probably hitting me up on Discord right now to battle. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you guys have, make sure you let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on the team. Show some love on that like button down below. Check out Psycho's channel in the description. All that being said, I want to remind you guys to be great and do great. I'm going to let this outro bang. I'm going to talk to you all soon. Later.